Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to an edition of West Branch Hills. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we were messing around with the, oh my goodness, what was it called? Zune hammer, there we go. We were messing around the Zune hammer over here, and I planted canola and I fertilized it with the Zune hammer, and I've already harvested it, as you can see. And I actually sold the Zune hammer already, just because I wasn't going to use it again, because it wasn't really worth it. Mainly because, as I mentioned before, this particular issue right here, only 15 meters wide, and wasn't really that worth it, in my opinion. Probably could have gotten for this, and it'd have been like half the price. Anyways, yeah, none of these really have a very wide spread, which kind of makes them. It makes it kind of pointless to a certain extent, and even the biggest one of these is only 50 meters as well. So all in all, it's not really worth. Well, if you're going for efficiency, getting a manure spreader or a slurry spreader or a sprayer is not really worth it. The best thing to go for is the dry fertilizer spreader, which is kind of silly when you think about it, but like this is 24 meters, which is still smaller. Anyways, what do we have going on today? We have a barley harvest going on at the moment. So I got the combine here. He's currently doing his thing, and I'm unloading him because if I don't unload him, what happens is he will get full extremely quickly because it's barley. Anyway, so we're gonna be doing that. Do a little bit of carting, I guess you could call it. I don't know. We needed some straw, so I figured I'd plant some barley. I don't know why. I feel like I'm more partial to barley than wheat for whatever reason, but just the way it seems, at least. And for the time being, I guess I could get the T4. I suppose I could get him fertilized in that one field and have him do that. And the other funny thing about that whole situation is the fact that with this tractor, I can use this spreader, but I couldn't use the Zune hammer with this tractor. No way. Just would not have enough power whatsoever. Even if I had the T6, I wouldn't have enough power for the Zune hammer. So it kind of limits your options. And same thing, like even if I were to go for a manure spreader, like the minimum one is 70 horsepower, and I'm pretty sure that our little tractor here probably couldn't handle it very easily, let's say. With a sprayer, I think you could go this route. Doesn't say how much horsepower you need, but you see the weight basically on the front end. So it seems like you're kind of limited unless you have a big tractor. And again, in my opinion at least, it's not really worth doing slurry because it doesn't really add any benefit. It just looks cool, I guess. And if that's what you're going for, then by all means. But in the long run, it's not really worth doing unless you have a lot of slurry, I guess, and don't want to spend the money. I guess that would be my suggestion. Like, even I have like 50 cows, or 47 cows, because I sold a couple, and they're at 25,000 liters of liquid slurry. So that is enough to do part of a field, not even a whole field. So what you're going to run into is situations where you need to have more slurry. So you're gonna end up using like a two-tier system, like, you know, do like half the field with slurry and half the field with manure or something like that. I don't know. That's what you'll probably end up doing just because the amount you need for a field. Oh, I stopped. Come on. Where is this guy? Just didn't want him to stop. So one of the things I've been doing is using. Oh, I don't want to use that. I've been using the GPS mod in a very funny way. Like I said, I've said many times before, I'm bad at staying straight, and this is one of the ways I use the GPS mod in order to stay straight. You know, it's kind of like a workaround of courseplay. Because normally you'd have like courseplay do something like this. I have been told by multiple people now that courseplay, I think it's version 4, is out in beta, or beta, depending who you're talking to. It's out, and you can get it. I don't know how good it is. From what I understand, some people have left comments saying it is okay. Not amazing, but okay. So that's something to consider. I know that there have been some, well, it's in beta. You can only expect there to be problems, right? So it doesn't surprise me that there's problems. I'm probably going to wait for a little bit before I pick it up because there are so many problems, and usually at this point in time it's probably just more frustrating than anything else, to be honest with you. So that's my opinion, at least. And I'm enjoying doing most of the things by myself, and to be honest, we only have 2 fields, so it's really not that much to worry about. Anyways, let's go through some of the comments while we're unloading this combine. These are comments from episode 5. That's my GPS telling me we're getting close to the end of the field. See? Look at that. It's like I'm psychic or something. There we go. Yeah, that's how I've been using the GPS mod. How funny is that? I don't know. It just it seems like an odd way to use it. But it works for me. It allows me so I don't have to. It allows me to follow the combine relatively easily without smashing into it and making it stop every 5 seconds, which is a habit that I have, at least when I'm driving, personally at least. So, alright. Let's just wait for him to come back this way. Because usually by the time he gets back here, he's almost full. Oh, random little thing. Check this out. Tractors. Come on. I managed to port over this Kenworth T800 into 2015. Doesn't look very pretty. Doesn't work very nicely, but I was able to get it in. So it's not impossible to do. The problem is it does take a lot of extra work. If you want to do that, it takes a little bit of extra work. Like, you have to get the textures right, you have to get the exhaust right and everything. It is a little interesting. Where's my New Holland T4? It's not impossible. I know David Oldfield has done a few converts as well, or converts over to... Oh, I'm out? Really? Oh, there we go. He's done a few converts. He's converting the Big M mower, I believe, over to 2015. And I don't know when that's going to come out, but I know it's sometime in the near future he'll have it on one of his episodes, so you can get a chance to check that out. So today is the 6th of November, so he'll probably have it out sometime this week, I suppose. And he releases quite a few episodes. So I imagine you guys gotta check out his episodes. He does some really cool stuff. I think I mentioned this before, but one of the really funny things I noticed, one of the really funny things that happened with him is the fact that, oh, those things actually spin after you turn it off. That's cool. One of the funny things that happened to him was he was using the big windrower, so he was using this guy right here, or no, this guy, sorry, and he was having problems with collisions in the ground. He actually modified it so it would work properly. How funny is that? And he had to do the same thing with a big tedder as well. Makes you wonder about Giants a little bit. As far as I know, Giants is working on a patch. I don't know when it'll be out, but they're working on a patch to fix some of these smaller, well, not smaller issues, but to fix some of these issues like that. Alright. Let's go through some of these. Let's get lined up first, and then we'll go through some of these comments from episode number, I think I said 5? I forget. Alright, so let's get lined up here. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so 1972 TRS says, that's great that they added the option to turn withering off. Yes, a lot of people appreciate the fact that you can turn withering off from the options. I know that's kind of a cool option if you want to do something, if you want to try something out off camera. It allows you to do that, or off camera. It allows you to try, if you want to try something off camera, in my case at least, it allows you to do that, or if you just want to play around and not have to worry about it, it's another option. I know TCGG Rob doesn't like having withering on for whatever reason. You probably won't like the soil mod when it comes out then. Joshua asks if there's a way to clean tractors in 2015. Yes, there is a way to clean tractors. You can use the pressure washer right here to clean your vehicles if you'd like. Doesn't really bother me that much if they get dirty, so I don't clean them. I know some people it really bothers them and they wash their vehicles obsessively, but that's fine. Also, the rain will clean your vehicles as well, which is kind of cool. Philip suggests that I buy the T6, the New Holland T6. That is definitely the next one I'm thinking about. Either that or one of the big tractors. Scott B asks if did I turn the missions off. Yes, I actually turned the missions off in one of the previous episodes. That's why I didn't get anything from the job board. Which makes sense, right? I kind of like face palmed that one. I was like, ugh. Fast Dude 3383, he says, I hope NA modding converts the Ford Force pack for smaller maps. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. That's a little interesting thought. Now, I don't think they're going to convert that over to 2015 right away. And the main reason because I don't think they're going to do that is because it's actually, I think in a lot of cases it almost might be easier to make a new mod, because there so much has changed from 2013 to 2015 that it might actually be easier if they were to create a whole new mod altogether. I'm not sure about that, mind you, but it just seems like it might be the case. So, like a lot of the things, like for example, like some things that are difficult to kind of change over as well. I don't know how to change or add the exhaust, but that's something they changed. Also, in the staple vehicles, who says staple vehicles? In the vanilla vehicles, like the dirt texture, that's something you'll have to change over as well. What else? Like the inside, like because Giants made these tractors really nice on the inside. If you make something that's not as good, it's going to be kind of silly. Like I've seen some tractors come out already that are kind of been not that impressive. I know there's a 7930. I don't know if I picked that up or not. I may have. Did I pick it up? No, I didn't put it back in. So there is a 7930 John Deere that a couple people suggested that I get, and that one looks decent at least. So that's something else you need to consider. Like there's a whole bunch of little things like beacons that's not really difficult to work with, but it's a whole bunch of little things you need to adjust. So I think it might actually be easier to start from scratch, or to a certain extent. Like maybe use the base structure and then start with all new textures and whatnot, because converting textures over I don't think would be that easy. Like for example, when I buy that truck I just showed you, the Kenworth there, the outside looks fine, but the inside of the textures are all over the place. And then they leave something to be desired, that's for sure. So it's hard to say what NI modding is going to do with their older packs. They may convert them over, or they may just start from scratch. It's hard to tell. If you want to get a heads up on what NI modding is working on, check out their website. They have some cool stuff on there. They talk about their work in progresses and whatnot, so it's kind of cool to check out. The same thing for EuroDZN. They have a website as well. Same thing. You can check out what they're doing there. And OEB, I think, has a website. I know they have a website. I just don't know if they update it regularly or not. So, God, I love coffee in the morning. All right, Blake. He says, still the best vids. Thanks, Blake. All right, let's get lined up in here again. It's funny. He can do like one pass basically, and then he's almost 80% full. I think he gets about 70% full. Oops. He's about 70% full when he gets over to the side, so it's kind of interesting. I wish it would show. No, maybe the fill would make sense, but it'd be nice if they showed some more information on these little screens here. But anyways, Johnny's says too bad they took out some of the big machines, or took out some of the nice machines and equipment in the game. That's true. I think what they might do is they might release some of them as DLCs or update them as patches later on, because as I mentioned before, there is a big patch coming up, and what they might potentially do in that patch is they may add like things like the Big M mower, and the self-propelled sprayer. It's hard to say. Joshua asks, what are some good websites for mods? Of course, as always, fs-uk.com, modhoster.com, ls2015 is decent as well. I haven't really downloaded many mods from there as well. Bob asks if I'm going to upgrade my PC. As of right now, I don't need to. The game still runs fine on high on the vanilla mods, which is nice. It'll be interesting to see what or vanilla equipment. It'll be interesting to see what happens with mods, so I'll keep that in mind. Green Mark, or Grenin Mark, sorry, says you can turn off withering, which is true. Nick says, great video, Iain, loving it so far. Glad to hear you like it, Nick. I've had a lot of people ask me about whether their computer can run the game or not. My best suggestion for that is don't ask me, check what the minimum requirements are on the website itself, and then check to see what your requirements are, or your specs are on your actual PC itself. I don't know why, but a lot of people have asked me specifically, and I know I'm pretty sure other people have gotten asked the same question, like, will my computer run this game? And I guess that's the reason why they're asking that question is because the what do you call it? The minimum to run this game has been increased by a chunk. So running this game on an older computer might be a bit more difficult than it used to. Well, it is going to be difficult. So I keep getting asked questions, will my computer run the game? And my answer to that is check the minimum requirements of the game and your computer. And you can find the minimum requirements for the game, of course, at farmingsimulator.com. That's where you can find the minimum requirements, so you can decide for yourself if your computer can run the game. And also, if you do ask me that question, you'd have to be more specific than, I have this type, like I have a Dell Inspiron 6100. Will my computer run it? I don't know what that I don't know what that is. So, again, check the minimum requirements on the website itself. That would be your best bet, in all honesty, because I don't know what what your computer is. All right, so let's just check to see how much we have left of this field. Actually, maybe it's a bit more than I think it is. Maybe we're a bit more than half, probably. Yeah, a bit more than half. It's kind of funny how they show the steering wheel on there. And interestingly enough, in 2013, that was actually a mod that allowed that to happen. Was hard workers show up on the map? That was actually a mod you had to get, which is kind of funny. As I mentioned before, there is a mod that came out recently, and it is the hard workers consume fuel and seed. And if you recall from the previous episode, let's just sit on the edge of here and watch the combine for a second. If you were to get that, I suppose slurry and manure would get used when you hire a worker, which is a way of getting around that whole you hire a worker with slurry and it doesn't use any of the slurry up at all. So that would be a way to get around, well, it would be a way to prevent that from happening. So I haven't gotten the mod yet. I know it's out there. I just haven't got around to getting it. I don't know why. There we go. Let's just line her up here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so I know it's out there. It's a good mod. Check it out. I think it's called like Hired Workers Consume Fuel or something like that. Andy, I'm the farmer boy. I'm the farmer gamer boy. I believe his name is Andy. He says, bring back Missouri. It's a possibility. I still have the save games for the Missouri map and for Idaho, so it's not impossible to bring it back. I just don't think it would. My biggest problem will be the game looks completely different now, and it's hard to go back to it. I guess that's how I describe it. Oops, better slow down here a little bit. That back of that trailer is getting a little full. It's kind of hard to go back to it. Like, it's not that I wouldn't enjoy the game. The gameplay is not that much different, but it looks a lot different. So it's a possibility. I don't think I have any more episodes recorded on that. I do have some other random episodes, though. I have some episodes that are uploaded but not released on Smithfield, on Westbridge Hills, on Ballincraig, on... Yeah, closer to the end I started recording random other maps just because I wasn't sure what was going to happen or what the transition was going to be like, so I just recorded a few different episodes on different maps I wanted to try out. So I have some other random episodes I could release if you so choose to. You'd have to let me know in the comments. As always, please do leave a comment. That's what I was going for there. Alright, time for coffee. I don't ever remember in 2013 the GPS mod doing that. Or maybe I had the sound so low that I never noticed it. That's possible as well. How full are we? 60%. I never noticed it before, and I guess that's the reason why. Because it may have been there the whole time, I just never realized. So, it's funny. I like the fact that you have mirrors, but they don't really show you exactly what you want to see all the time, which is a little frustrating. Like right now, for example, I can see the back of my trailer on both sides. And this little mirror in the middle here kind of shows back down there. Which is nice, I guess. I don't know. So far, it's, as opposed to using the mirrors, so like that mirror specifically in the middle, it's actually easier just to do this when you're backing up. So let's say you're trying to back up with a dolly trailer and you're like, oh, this is difficult. All you need to do is look backwards, and it's obviously it becomes easier then. See? Just takes practice. And it's funny, I didn't realize you could actually see... if I can do it again. No. But you can see the guy's shoulder sometimes, or his elbow, I guess it would be, when you're backing up, which is kind of funny. Let's go check to see how much this field is, because I wouldn't mind getting another field at some point, but I have a feeling all the fields are rather expensive, so picking up a new field quickly is not going to be something that's going to happen. Let's just check this one out. How much is this one? Yeah, $500,000. Ouch. And what field? This is a really big field though. 18. Yeah, that's a rather large field. So we have like two of the small to medium. I guess that looks like more like a lot. Looks like a smaller field, I guess. What we could actually do, if we wanted to make a lot of money, in all honesty, is to make grass and then convert it into silage and sell the silage. That's probably one of the easiest ways to make money. It still is. However, in this game, what you do need to be careful about is the price of silage actually fluctuates in the base game, which is interesting because before it never changed. You just keep selling it and selling it and selling it, it would never change. Now, when you sell it, it actually gets adjusted, so you can't just go on a binge. So you have to sell as much as you can in an hour. So that's interesting. And we do have some barley, as you can see, and some canola, although the price of canola is not very high at the moment, and barley's not too bad. What I'll probably do is I'll probably wait for a great demand off camera and then come back and sell it, because that is where the money is at the moment, in great demand, especially on hard. I'm playing on hard here, so I'm not getting as much yield as I would on easy or normal, and we don't make as much money when we go to sell things, so that is the that's what happens when you play on hard. I could have played it normal, I suppose, but doesn't really make much of a difference. I guess in the end, what really changes here is the fact that by playing on hard, it just takes longer to do things. And this has been a comment, I've had this one before. People saying, well, why don't you just play on easy or play on normal so the progress is faster? And that's a possibility. I don't mind doing that. See, right here, so I would like to be able to see the side of that header in my mirror, but all I see is just straight back, which is not very helpful actually, because that's what you'd really want to see, so you don't run into the header when you're driving. Anyways, side tangent. Alright, so we're almost done this field. We got, how many passes do we have left? 1, 2, 3 passes maybe? Something like that. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to unload after this. So what I think I'll do is I'll come back next episode, and I think we'll have to bale up this straw here, and then we'll go from there. Anyways, folks, my name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013. Ha! 2015, coming at you from Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.